Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about the Forge version 2 by MCV in the Philippines. Got this guy from Custom Vapes. I paid for this. It wasn't given to me as a freebie to review. I paid £70 in total for this guy. I haven't done a review in a while. I was going to do a review on the Cherry Bomber, but perhaps I'll do one later on that. The reason I've decided to go ahead and do one about the Forge version 2 is because the fact that this thing just hits so hard and vapes so well. Okay, so I'll sort of break it down. As you can see on the mod, it looks really good in comparison to, let's say, the Dark Horse. You can see the size difference there, pretty huge. Also the little boy, also made by what do they call it? Masterpiece Custom Vapes in the Philippines. Their first Atty they brought out was the little boy, and there again you can see the height difference. So it really is a stumpy little guy, and to some people you might like the height. Height might not be an issue for you, but I don't know if you've seen videos of mine beforehand. I don't like gaps, and to be honest, I don't like height either. I mean, there's an authentic troll as well. I mean, that's just bogus, in my opinion. You know, it adds so much height. The Revolt that I've got on there from Canada, that bugger sent me back about £130 with postage. It was insane, but it does work well. But that's anything that sort of comes close with the height. Which I thought was pretty cool. So these two are the ones I'm using currently, and the rest I've sort of put away. But to be honest, the Custom Vapes website, if you're a modder and you're looking for something different, or you're looking for something new that hasn't sort of hit the UK yet, those are the guys to use, really. I'll post a link down there if I can figure out how to. On how to get to their website. It's worth a look. Everything that I've seen on there has been pretty cool. So yeah, so basically that's the Forge version 2. We'll have a vape and have a look. Right, so nothing new there. Most of the Atties out there at the moment, they produce clouds and clouds. If you build them properly, they all pretty much give you the same experience. One thing I found different with this is the airflow and how it works. That to me is new. There are some bottom sort of feeders. I say bottom feeders, that didn't sound right at all. Airflow comes from the bottom, and some, like the Kennedy is one, but they just leak. They leak badly. Whereas this, as I'll show you in a second, the design and how they've designed it. If you do overfill for any reason, your first drag will suck up the liquid through the holes and into onto the deck itself, and then vaporize it, so you never get a leaking problem. I've never had one. I was driving the other day. I know you shouldn't drip and drive, but I was dripping and driving, and I thought, oh crap, it's going to come out and go everywhere, because I normally have it between my knees and sort of drip like that whilst I'm driving. So I thought, oh, that's it, my trousers are done. But after my first drag, no problem. So you've got the drip tip there, which is a POM drip tip. You also get this piece here, and if you can see it there, that sort of fits on the top, and then gives you the 510 if you want it. I don't really see why, if you're dripping, why you'd want a 510, but it's there if you want it. It's also quite unique in the way that when you vape it with that on, you don't get as much spitting in your mouth. I've sort of gotten to a place now where it doesn't happen, because weirdly enough, I put my tongue sort of at the bottom, resting on the bottom of my mouth. So if there's any spitting, it gets the sort of middle of my tongue and not the end. So I don't get that burning sensation. I used to hate that. Right. So the POM drip tip comes off, and there it is there. When I fill this thing now, I tend to either take this off or just drip straight through that. And one of the unique features of this guy is when you're dripping the liquid in, you drip it into the center of the deck there, and what that does is it sort of lets the liquid flow either side and into the drip well. So you don't have to sort of take time and saturate each side to get your wicking. So that's it there. When you pull the top off, that's your main body. Nothing special there. You've got the Forge version 2. The great thing about MCV is they don't engrave like everybody else. They punch it. So with the Cherry Bomber, you can see they don't engrave. They sort of punch it in, which is pretty cool. I might do a review on this. For the first sort of month I had it, it was absolutely great. But recently I've had some problems with the button. I think you'll notice when I tried to do the vape test straight away, the first hit I took didn't get anything. So if you just hold it lightly, I think you can see that the button's pressed, nothing's happening, which is really annoying. So you have to sort of push it to the top, and then it starts to go. I don't like that. It's exactly the same as the Dimitri. At the moment, I was going to do an update, but then I just got so angry that I didn't. I really love this guy. I thought it was brilliant. I still do love it, the way it fits in your hand, but it only uses one battery. I've tried emailing the makers directly, and they've just completely blanked me. So I don't know. I believe there's other people having similar problems, but yeah, I can't. I've taken this thing apart. I've tried everything. From buying a clone and trying to put the clone bits in here to see if it works, nothing. It seems like I'm having the same problem with the Cherry Bomber. You know, £200 for this dude, and it's giving problems. I've had clones of both, and they fire perfectly every time. I'm not condoning clones at all, but for some reason, you know, they work better. Anyway, so back to the Forge. So that's the main body there. So the logo is pressed in, nice and clean. Nothing too special there. Where it gets interesting is the actual design of the deck itself. I don't have a fancy camera, so I can't really get up and close and show you. But the way the air holes are designed, for me, is a special thing. So instead of being like a normal bottom air hole feeder, which comes in horizontally and then goes straight up to get your coils, this has a sort of slanting motion. So as you can imagine, the holes are on the side there, and instead of going straight and then up, it sort of slants upward. So that's what I was meaning earlier. When you drip liquid in a normal bottom air feeder, when you drip it, if it gets into that hole, it will leak out regardless of what you do or how you vape it. It'll leak. Great idea. It's nice coming from the bottom. but leaking is horrible. I think you'll agree. So yeah, so the screws are beautiful. The clones out there, I've got one here. I always get the clone just to see the difference, and in this case there is a considerable difference. So that's the clone there, and what you'll notice is the screws aren't as nice. It's slightly smaller as well. The juice well at the bottom there is not as deep, and it's not as wide either. So I mean, the vape's great. There's no difference in the vape in my opinion. The airflow isn't as good. The airflow is much bigger on the original. But to be honest, no real complaints. If I hadn't have spent the £70, I'm a little bit silly when it comes to vape gear. I just love, if I find something that's good, I want it. And in this case, it was true, that one is better. But if you are a budget vapor, the clone is not bad. I do have an eBay account, Brandon Kirby or Brandon the Great. Yeah, I started it many years ago. Brandon the Great's the name. Anyway, so I do have an eBay store, and I've got a couple of those guys on there for sale and for auction as well. Just go and check it out if you want. So yeah, the build I've done at the moment is just a 6-wrap, 28 gauge, quite simple. I do have some twisted and some Clapson coil as well, which I made the other day. I want to give that a go. What I might do is just do a video after that to show you what the difference is. But yeah, so I'm using two 40 amp continuous batteries. They arrived the other day. I've got 4 on charge there. I've got another 2 in a pack. Let me see if I can pop them out. I got these guys from a friend of mine, Darren. He owns a vape shop in Hitchin. I think they're called GizFan, but they are made for the vaping community. So these chaps, no joke, I don't know if you can read that or if it's coming up. I think that's freaking upside down. There you go. So you've got 40 amps continuous, which is insane. It's the first battery I've seen that will honour a 40 amp continuous, and the reason I believe it is A, because I've tested it, and B, because the pulse is 60. The highest battery that I've found so far, which I've been using for a very long time, is the AWT, which is a 40 amp burst and a 25 amp continuous, which is great. These guys, however, they fire out a 40 amp continuous, and if you're using a box mod unregulated, then I would seriously suggest getting down to Vapor Bar in Hitchin, picking yourself up some of these. They're great, or go online, whatever you feel. So yeah, so there it is. In a nutshell, the Forge version 2, I rate it over every other mod that I've got, and I do have a few. But at the moment, I would say Revolt, super yes. Forge version 2, super yes. I might do a few more today and show you the Revolt. I feel like chatting today, so I might do it. So yeah, so let's put it back together again. Super easy. You've got your holes there. If you can see, you've either got the you can build it with 2 coils, or you've got the one option there, so you can have a single coil setup as well. It's up to you. I prefer double. So when you get it on, you can either have the 3 air hole configuration there, or if you twist it to either side, you can get the 2 or the 1, depending on how you like to vape. I think 1 might be a little bit too tight. I get it open on the 3, and it gives me a good vape. So it looks pretty boss on the Cherry Bomber. I've got the Raptor, which is the new box mod by MVC coming, or MCV even, coming soon. Instead of a serial number, I've got BTG, Brandon the Great, on there, so it'll be nice and custom for me. If you can get onto their Facebook page, they are coming out with some seriously good stuff for the modders. So yeah, so that's the Forge version 2, and go ahead and enjoy it. You see, there's the button again. Honestly, I will do a review on this because it makes me very, very angry. Anyway, let's try it again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.